What's up, people? My name is Linus, and we're playing a little free-for-all on Grid. Now, this was one of my first games where I was using the Stakeout, which is the second shotgun you unlock in this game. And I have to say I really like it. I actually ended up with a pretty good score. And this is theater mode, by the way, so there's no kill cams. And there was a little weird bar at the beginning, but it's gone now, so don't worry about it. It's just like I'm playing a real game without kill cams. But yeah, this is the Stakeout with the Warsaw camo, which looks pretty cool in my opinion. And I guess you could say it was love at first sight. Well, maybe not love at first sight, more like love at first shooting a guy in the face, which is what happens right here. I see this little camper boy, I'm like, headshot, biatch. And after that, I just knew that this gun was awesome, and I ended up with a score of 30-5. And yeah, today I just wanted to give you a little tips, a few tips I guess, a little advice on how to use shotguns. I don't see them a lot in games, it's just like COD 4 again, you know, the primary weapons again. So there's not a lot of people using them, and I can see why, since, you know, they're not really versatile and you can't really use them in many different locations. You pretty much need to stick around a certain sort of building or you know, you know, close quarters combat sort of area, because otherwise it'll be really useless. I mean, I'm sorry, that was dumb. It'll be pretty useless since the range isn't that big. So you have to, you know, keep it close. Just stay inside a building, patrol it, and you will pretty much get a lot of kills if you know what you're doing. And I think that's the main problem people have with the shotgun. They don't know how to use it. And that's when your score starts sucking. And yeah, I'm not saying that I'm like an expert when it comes to shotguns, but I'm starting to use it more often right now, and I'm actually getting some pretty good scores in some cool games. And if you ask me, it makes for some really exciting gameplay when you're using a shotgun instead of a like an assault rifle or an SMG. But I guess that's just my opinion. I have actually used all the shotguns in the game. And so far I have to say Stakeout is the one I like the most, but I think the Spaz might be a little better since it's semi-automatic and you can shoot a lot of rounds in a pretty short time. But I guess it all comes down to opinion, what sort of shotgun you like best. But I like this because it feels more powerful in my opinion, since it's pump action, you know. And it's pretty easy to one-shot kill people from close distance, but it's nothing like the Spaz was in the Modern Warfare 2. And for those of you who played Modern Warfare 2, I'm just gonna assume that a lot of you actually played it. But you will know that the Spaz was a really overpowered weapon. It was, you know, by no means should it have been a secondary weapon. It was definitely a primary weapon. It was just crazy. You could easily shoot people from so far away with that thing. And I like what they did. Right now it's a primary weapon again. It involves more challenge, and it takes actual skill now to get a good game with this weapon. And yeah, this is one of the first games. This is actually my first game with this Stakeout, so I guess I did pretty good. But as for tips, like I said, stick around in a pretty small area, such as a building or something. And I guess it really depends on what sort of game type you're playing. But as I'm playing a free-for-all, I'm not really safe outside, so I just you know, stick to the building. And it's not camping, since I am, you know, running around. I'm just patrolling this one building, or you know, a couple of buildings. But as long as you're inside a building, you should be fine. Just don't go running outside, because you will get shot in the head. You know, when you encounter someone with like an SMG or an assault rifle, their range is so much bigger than your range when you're using a shotgun. So that's the first thing you want to keep in mind. You should know the range of your shotgun. So don't try shooting people when they're far outside your range, because that's just a waste of ammo, and they will see you on their minimap and probably kill you. As you can see, that guy, I barely took him down. But you know, at least I got the kill, so that's pretty nice. Excuse me. But yeah, another tactic I like to use, I call it the double tap, is when there's someone around the corner, just shoot him once and you get a hit marker, and sidestep and just hit him again. And actually I will demonstrate it in a minute. It's like somewhere in a couple of minutes or seconds, I believe. But never mind, I'll let you know when it's up. And sidestepping is also really crucial when you're playing with a shotgun, because otherwise you will probably die if you're not sidestepping. So if someone is shooting at you, just sidestep and shoot at them, and chances are they won't miss. And yeah, that way you will survive longer than you normally would. And yeah, shooting this isn't that smart, I guess, running around the corner. But I was playing free-for-all and I was feeling pretty confident since I had a pretty good score. As you can see, I have a huge lead right now, so I just decided to go for it. And I got another care package, and this is sort of a general tip. It's not really shotgun, but when you picking your kill streaks for free-for-all, it might not be that smart to use care packages, since you actually have to drop them. And a care package works like a sort of bait, I guess. A lot of people will come to your location to try and steal your package. And you could use this to your advantage by, if it's ammo, just let it lie and wait for people to come over and just shoot them when they're, you know, not suspecting anything. And that's an easy way to get kills as well. And this is where the double tap comes in. As you can see, I sidestepped, shot him once, twice, and he didn't even get a shot on me. So that's a pretty good tactic to use as well when you're playing with a shotgun. But most of all, it should just, you know, come to you as you're playing. Just get the general feel, because it's so different playing with a shotgun and playing with an assault rifle, and it really takes a lot of effort, I guess, to get used to it. I was lucky to get such a good game on my first try, but I consider myself to be an average or above average Call of Duty player. My KD is around 1.6 or 1.7, which is okay. And this was really dumb. I ran into that corner to reload, and then the grenade was really close, but I threw it back right in time, so I survived, which is gladly for me. He did not cook the grenade, because otherwise I would surely have died. And at this point I did not see that this guy had put down a claymore, which is just dumb. You know, and I think my score is still really good, considering the fact that I make some pretty dumb mistakes. And right here I'm just waiting for my care package, and it takes time as well. That's something you have to take into account. When you're using a care package, it will take time to use. And this is my 250th RCXD, right before a prestige. And yeah, pay attention to your UAV when you're using it, because it might be hard to find people when you're not paying attention to it. And that's why I could see that guy was running around the corner, because I was watching my Blackbird. That's a really useful kill streak to use in free-for-all, because it will get you a lot of kills. And here I guess I just was lucky again to actually shoot that thing with my shotgun. And I don't know why, but I keep getting counter UAVs in care packages, which are, in my opinion, I guess they're useful, but you could get way more useful stuff. So getting Hardline Pro is a pretty good idea, I believe. And that's actually sort of a tip, I guess. You can use Hardline Pro to actually change sentry guns and Valkyrie rockets and SAM turrets as well. So that might be a good idea. So keep that in mind. We have Hardline Pro, try and use that. And this is where I use my RCXD again. I only need 2 more kills, and I really wanted the Tomahawk kill. You'll see in a second I get like the lamest Tomahawk game on a kill ever. But at least I got it. It's right here. Guy comes up the stairs and I'm like, oh god, and it actually cost me another death, but at least I got the kill. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this little gameplay, and I hope it sort of helped you, and I will talk to you guys later on. Bye.
Follow Gamerspawn on Twitter, and don't forget to visit our Facebook page.